Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. And I'm just checking in on you. How are you? How's your week going? What's up? I have one more week on the movie, and then we're wrapped. I cannot believe it. Very excited. I am as excited as some of my listeners were upset that I didn't talk about the incident at the Oscars. It was funny. Somebody fucking wrote to me, was going like, I told you into the fucking podcast to hear your reaction to the slap. Hollywood's made you soft. And I was like, so you turned into my podcast to listen about gossip about an award show, and I'm the fucking one that's soft? I'll be honest with you guys. I'm still not going to talk about it because I'm still trying to figure out, that shit brought up a lot of shit for me. Beyond being a comedian. But, yeah, I will at some point. I just didn't want to be yet another person, fucking typing in all capital letters, flipping the fuck out, screaming, yelling. And none of that's doing anything for anybody. I actually sat down and had a long talk with my lovely wife last night about that. Shit took me fucking back. Took me fucking back. And I got to say, the way Chris handled that moment was fucking unbelievable. And the restraint that he showed, because he starts to go like, ooh, I could say, and the fact that he didn't, because it was lobbed over the net at that point for the Daryl Dawkins break the backboard slam. But then who knows what happens after that. And I felt he chose the show in the event over, pride and ego and all of that stuff. So, yeah, at some point, I'll sort it out. But I don't know. Whatever. Jesus fucking Christ. I also love Quest, and I felt that the whole evening was taken away from everybody. So, I don't know. Have you checked out Summer of Soul? It's a positive thing to say. Anyway, what I don't know what the fuck to talk about. Let's talk March Madness, everybody. I don't know what the March Madness song is. All I know is it's this shining moment when you win. We got in the Final Four. You got Villanova. Didn't they used to be in the Big East? Villanova, Kansas Jayhawks. One of my favorite college basketball programs. You got the North Carolina Tar Heels. And then you got to have probably the fan favorite, if you love greatness, Coach K in his final year at Duke, wrapping up one of the greatest basketball coaching careers of all time, 42 years at Duke. And he gets a second chance at Carolina. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know why people waste time watching soap operas and Real Housewife stuff. The level of fucking drama that is in sports, and it's actually real. It is now until the gambling gets out of control, and then it all becomes fixed, like beyond fixed. By the way, I think I'm onto something with that whole degenerate part of every stadium they should have. You know what I mean? Like Amsterdam has their red light district. They should just have a red light district in every stadium. And you just keep adults who don't know how to behave and restrain themselves in that section away from the kids and the families and, the old guys who like to keep score. Now, in that section, I'm not saying there's going to be hookers. I'm not saying there's not going to be. Okay? This is a blank slate. I want you guys to weigh in here. I want to know what you want in the red light district of your ballpark. And because you're going to be able to go up there and be a complete degenerate, because you're going to be up there with all the class clowns and the summer school fucking kids, all the people that they don't allow to shout shit out at games anymore. They try to shut them down by playing loud shit on TV screens the second the action stops, which takes all the fucking personality of the neighborhood, of the city you're in. They've completely just gotten rid of it with these goddamn loud fucking TV screens every time the fucking whatever game you're watching stops. You got to be in the upper deck. I think like upper deck, right field or left field. You're glassed in. It's tinted glass. No one can see what's going on in there. And I think inside, mine, you can gamble, you can drink, you can smoke. That's the biggest one for me. All right? You can smoke. There's different tiers of it, like the 4 Floors of Whores in, the fuck was that place? Singapore. 4 Floors of Whores was this place that they called. I'll never forget that. The lady promoter invited me and my wife to go over. We were just like, no. Gonna take a big pass on that one. Although having said that, if I wasn't married and I was with one of my knucklehead friends back in the day, I absolutely would have gone. I'm not saying I'm a better person. I'm just with a better person now. Yeah, I think there should be like a fucking section at the top. And I can actually put together a good argument for this. Okay, aside from the one that I already said about how, people get to yell out of ball games again, right? It's a degenerate section. You don't participate in all of that shit that goes on the big TV screen. You can't even hear it. What happens when there's a stoppage of play is all the class clowns and all the fucking knuckleheads and the loudmouths, the drunks, the gamblers, and the smokers all talk about the game like we used to before all you other fucking assholes showed up and ruined the experience. Well, there was never gambling. Well, there was. Everybody ran down to the fucking payphone at halftime. No mascots. No T-shirts shot up there. Man, that'd be a fucking great idea. They always have like vintage stuff. Buy like a minor league team. Nah, no one would let you do it. And they say, well, smoking's like bad for your health. It's like, and? You're not going to say we're overpopulated? We should just go back to viewing the population is like, just like the deer. It just needs to be, it's just something that needs to be, handled? Is that the fucking word? I don't know. I'm losing my concentration here because I'm hearing the garbage truck coming up the street, and that's my thing. I go right out there. Are you like me? Do you go right out there the second the garbage guy comes by? I go right out there. Right out there with the regular, right out there with the recycling, and right out there with the landscaping one. The black, the blue, and the green barrels. And here's the thing. I know they all end up in the same pile, put on a barge and dumped in the middle of the ocean. That's not what I'm talking about. The biggest one you have to be there for is the black one. The regular, this isn't some progressive shit either. I mean the black trash barrel. All right? You got to be there for that one because that's the one that these fucking people throw their dog shit bags in. All right? People who have dogs, I used to have a dog. I remember the best day was trash day. All right? The other 6 days of the week, your dog takes a shit, you pick it up, you're walking around trying to find a fucking barrel you can put in it. And everybody's hiding their barrels because they don't want your dog's dog shit in their fucking barrel just sitting in the sun with the lid closed, stinking up your fucking barrel. So, my big move is when that fucker comes up the street, I run right out there and I already got the black and the blue one in. This is the green one. This is all right. Although some hippie might walk by with their dog and be like, what, man? It's like compost. Anyway, so who do you guys like in the Final Four? I like, I don't know, Carolina and Duke are always so evenly matched. I feel like because Carolina won the last time, I feel like Duke's going to get him. But I got to tell you, as a Carolina Tar Heel fan, you got to be thinking, how fucking great would it be if the last 2 times North Carolina played Duke, they fucking beat Duke both times and left that fucking stink, that bad taste in Coach K's mouth. Because, they don't give a fuck. Carolina Blue! Fuck State! Fuck Duke! They're saying that shit. And then on the other side, you got Kansas. Villanova. I don't know shit about either team other than I love the Kansas Jayhawks, so I'm going to take Kansas And then in the final championship game, if there's a Duke-Kansas final, that's tough because Kansas is my team. But I just have so much respect for Coach K. I got to root for Duke the rest of the way out. But I'm one of those weird guys because I didn't grow up down there in the Carolinas, down there in the Research Triangle, down there in Tobacco Road. I like Carolina and I like Duke. I like Carolina because I always liked their uniforms. And then when I was growing up, they had like Sam Perkins and what's his face? James Worthy, Michael Jordan, J.R. Reed, Eric Montrose. I watched them all through all. They had, what's his face there? Vince Carter. They just had some incredible, incredible players. And I always liked Duke also because I'm white as shit. And there's just something about Duke that just is white as shit. I mean, that is a white fucking school. Anyway, I just feel really comfortable on that campus. Anyway, I'm fucking with you guys. And then Kansas I always liked. I don't know why. I always liked that, I don't know. I always had like good teams. And, I have a lot of family in the Midwest and stuff. And I always loved the Midwest. Bob's Big Boy. The Shakes had malt in them. Back when you would travel and shit was different instead of the same 10 fucking stores. I really enjoyed all of that. And Villanova. Now, weren't they the ones that went with Rory Massimino or something like that? Didn't they win it in like 1995? Hang on a second. Villanova. Was it them? 85. Championship roster. Yeah, that was it. I remember that. Yep. Who was their coach? Raleigh Massimino. And that was when Georgetown was trying to go back-to-back, and they had that kid, Michael Graham. I remember him. And Patrick Ewing. And St. John's had Chris Mullen. And Syracuse had Pearl Washington. We were just talking about the Big East was fucking amazing back then. And then Virginia had Ralph Sampson. Houston had Akeem Olajuwon. I mean, it was just fucking... The 80s were fucking ridiculous. Carolina had Michael Jordan. And Duke was yet to be a powerhouse. And then Kansas, what did they have? Did they have Sam Bowie or was he Kentucky? I can't remember. And then you had fucking Bobby Knight in Indiana. And I know that they won like 87 or something like that. I think that that was like the last one that they won, I believe. Which, by the way, Bobby Knight probably fell asleep while Will Smith was screaming. He's probably sitting there going, what is this, the fucking Disney Channel? What am I supposed to do with this? This is boring as shit. Anyways, let's do a little bit of reads here for the week. BetMGM, it's tournament time. Riff about college hoop excitement. I just did. All of that I was just riffing about leads us into BetMGM. Why just sit there and watch the game when maybe you could make a little bit of money? If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code Burr, B-U-R-R, and you'll get $200 free after placing your first $10 bet. If any team hits a three-pointer during the March matchup, you'll get $200 free after placing your first $10 bet if any team hits a three-pointer during March matchups. Obviously, they're just giving you that money. Here's how it works. Number one, eins. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using bonus code Burr. Number two, dos, eins. I already never knew the German. Eins, five, smash. Place your first $10 money line bet on any March Madness game. Number three, tres. You'll receive $200 in free bets immediately after placing your bet if any team hits a three-pointer during March matchups. regardless of the outcome. Just make sure you use the bonus code Burr when you sign up.
Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 plus years of age or older to wager. Arizona, Colorado, D.C., Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, or Wyoming. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirement. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire in 7 days from issuance. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Colorado, D.C., Louisiana, Nevada, Wyoming, Virginia, call 1-800-522-4700. Confidential help in Michigan, 1-800-270-7117. Illinois, Indiana, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Wyoming, 1-800-GAMBLER. Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE New York. Tennessee, call Redline 800-889-9789. Mississippi, 1-888-777-9696. Sports betting is void in Georgia, Hawaii, Ohio, Utah, and other states where prohibited. Promotional offers not available in Nevada.
Boll and Branch. Good luck with that, people, and bet responsibly. Don't be a moron. Have fun, okay? Don't end a marriage. Boll and Branch. Boll and Branch sheets aren't just buttery, breathable, and impossibly comfortable. They get softer with every wash. Forget thread count. Boll and Branch gives you thread quality because it doesn't matter how many threads your sheets have if they aren't the best threads possible. Oh, there you go. That makes sense. Doesn't matter how many horses you got if them horses won't run. The signature hem sheets from Boll and Branch are considered a bestseller for a reason. Boll and Branch, I mean, doesn't that just sound comfortable? That sounds like a steakhouse. Boll and Branch, that is a good idea. Steakhouse, you just lay in a bed with a high thread count and they just feed you fucking steak. Defibrillator right on the other side of the bedpost. Boll and Branch uses the highest quality threads on Earth. I like how they clarified it with Earth, as opposed to what? The rest of the solar system? They got something better on Uranus there. For a superior softness and a better night's sleep. Sheets made with threads so luxurious, they're beloved by 3 U.S. presidents. And I like the way they feel against my balls. They feel buttery to the touch. Stop saying buttery. And are super breathable, so they're perfect for every season. Over 10,000 stellar reviews. Boll and Branch signature sheets come in 9 versatile colors in all sizes, from twin up to a California king. What is a California king? The way they eat out here. Some emaciated person, plant-based diet. You'll immediately feel the difference of their iconic signature sheets. They're 100% free from toxins, meaning no pesticides, formaldehyde, or other harsh chemicals. Boll and Branch sheets fit the deepest of mattresses. The deepest of who sleeps on a deep mattress? What does deep mean? Smart? It's like a crevice going down the middle. Boll and Branch sheets fit the deepest of mattresses and are labeled with top and bottom tags, so making your bed is easier than ever. Isn't that nice? Finally, somebody decided to do that, top and bottom. Best of all, Boll and Branch gives you a 30-night risk-free trial with free shipping and returns on all orders. Get 15% off your first set of sheets when you use promo code Burr at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll and Branch, BOLLANDBRANCH.com. Promo code Burr. Oh, Boll and. So you're not thinking Boll and Branch. Boll and. All right, Solo Stove. Hey, man, do you like to cook by yourself, man? No, Solo Stove, this is something different. Solo Stove, there's nothing quite like the feeling of gathering around a warm fire on a cool evening. And a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your outdoor movements even more memorable. Because instead of having to constantly dodge campfire fumes, you can sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the fire. And right now, you can get a great deal on a Solo Stove fire pit. Solo Stove fire pits are brilliantly engineered. Easy to light with a few bits of starter, your fire is blazing in minutes. Perfectly portable. Take Solo Stove with you on camping trips and more. Shop now and get up to 30% off fire pits all month long, and use promo code Burr at checkout to get an extra $20 off, plus a lifetime warranty and free 30-day returns. Just go to Solo Stove, and remember, you get $20 off when you use promo code Burr. All right, there you go. And as always, old Freckles is running out of shit to talk about. Oh, another thing happened to me last week was I did the podcast before the goddamn Oscars happened, and I went to upload it, and for some reason my computer is not recognizing my interface, which is why I'm still doing this thing on my podcast. But I did a whole tribute to Taylor Hawkins, and I forgot to do it the second time around because that other shit happened. So I got to go back here. Yeah, rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins, man. Absolutely shocking news. Man, I don't even know what to say. Just loved his playing, his energy. Just seemed like the coolest guy ever. And what I loved about him was his influences. Like, I thought, like, he wasn't the typical guy saying Bonham, Keith Moon, you know. He was into, like, Fleetwood Mac. He was into the Eagles. He was into Queen. He had the great singing voice and the stage presence and all that. Then I also thought he had, like, really cool drum kits and stuff. Like, I always liked, every time the Foo Fighters would go out, I was always excited to see his kit. That is really one of the coolest things about, being a fan of drums and drummers is, I guess guitar players and bass players do it too, but I feel like a lot of guitar players play the same guitar and then they get known for that guitar. And same with like a lot of like bass players too. Like I know like Duff McKagan, who I love, he's been playing that white bass with the skull and crossbone. He's been playing that fucking thing since I first saw them on MTV live at the Ritz in like 88 or something. But I feel like drummers, every tour, they're like, all right, I need a new kit. I gotta outdo the last one, or, I'm going to go like Vista Light this time. Anyway, but I always thought Taylor Hawkins had really, really cool like drum kits, and I just love the way he played. And I always feel like a drummer that can also sing makes him like an even better drummer, as far as like, I don't know, just having that gift to also be able to sing. I feel like you understand harmony and music at a deeper level, and it affects the way you play drums in a good way, as opposed to a tone-deaf jackass like myself that can just sit down and apply his weak athletic background to the instrument. You know what I mean? I feel like that guy was like a fully formed musician. And, yeah, man, what a fucking kick in the gut that is. So, all right, what a bad week. Just a fucking awful week. But we got to end on a higher note here. I want to thank everybody that I've been doing the movie with. Miramax, everybody on the, everybody I'm acting with, all the producers, just everybody, the whole crew that's shooting the thing, the food trucks that we've had a fucking, at least I have anyways. I think everybody else is having a good time, having just a fucking blast making this movie. And I'm getting down to the end here, and this is when you get nervous as a first-time director, like, how do I assemble this thing? And then I'm just thinking back, like, every scene kind of, I felt was crushing. So I know I just have a bunch of good scenes. I just have to put this thing together. So I'm looking forward to it. So we wrap on Tuesday, and then I have 10 weeks to get my first cut to Miramax, which is exciting to just kind of go through this whole process that I've never gone through before, and put something together. But I'm actually really excited about the editing part of it, because I learned so much working with Mike Price at F is for Family that I hated it at first. Now I actually really enjoy that process of like tightening each time, each pass, tightening it up a little bit more. And we got some really cool music for the movie. but I am just going in there blind, like I've never done this before. But, I got great people around me. I'm not an idiot. I put great people around me that are going to help me through the process. And I've already learned so much. Like the amount of movies I've been in, and I had no fucking idea. It took me like 10 movies to be in to just know, to be able to look for the sound card. I used to just walk up to people, and I'd be like asking an electrician where the paint was. I just didn't know who to talk to about what. And I think it was I was so busy trying not to get fired. And now I understand, I can't say all of it, but I understand a lot more of it. At least now I talk to the right people. I ask the questions to the right people. So anyway, enjoy the basketball this weekend. Yeah. Try not to let your emotions get the best of you. And if you do, just try to apologize in a sincere way. All right? That is it. That is all. Crazy week, man. Shit is crazy, man. I'm going to try to do some stand-up tonight. I'm open with that. Whoa, what's up with the world, man? Shit is crazy. All right, that's it. Enjoy the music. And there is a bonus episode of the Thursday afternoon just before Friday, Monday morning podcast following the music picked out by the always wonderful Andrew Themelis. All right, have a great weekend, you cunts.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, March 31st, 2014. And I know you're bitching. You're saying this is late. You're right. It is late. I'll give it to you this week. It is late, but that's only because I'm doing a very special episode of the Monday Morning Podcast. I alluded in past episodes that about this tour that was coming together with the guys that I go out on the road with, Paul Verzi, Jason Lawhead, and Joe Bartnick, that possibly the three of them were going to come together like one of those superhero movies and do their own fucking tour. And they are, the All-In Tour. And it starts tonight at Largo at 7:30 tonight. And right now, Joe Bartnick isn't here yet, but Paul, dude, I called it, Verzi is here, and Jason Lawhead are both here. So I want to welcome both of you to the podcast.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having us here at your lovely studio.
Oh, thank you.
This is amazing.
This is the All Things Comedy
It's late.
Studios.
It's late today.
What is the podcast?
You take. I noticed though. You take a wow. What am
What's the
I
matter?
being knighted? I sounded weird there for a second.
Yeah, but they can't hear it.
Oh, okay.
They can't hear it.
You take a lot of flack for that shit. For like, if you're like a couple hours late, I notice like you'll post your thing and people will be like, "Way to go, Billy Red fucking dick!
Yeah.
You're an asshole." It's 1 a.m. I can't believe like I'm like,
Yeah, but
it's
dude,
a podcast. I know it's Monday morning. It's like 2 in the afternoon. It's fine, guys. Everybody
Jay,
relax.
it's the internet.
Yeah.
It's what people do. Everybody's in the bushes, so they can say whatever the fuck they want. I mean, I don't read Twitter.
It's hilarious.
I don't
Well,
read
they don't
It's
do it because I don't
hilarious
think
to
they're
me.
really genuinely mad. I think they just want to,
Yeah, for the most
they want to
part.
be
I
like,
know.
they want to get their little, hey, I said this today.
Oh, they love doing that. They,
Yeah.
people in general, they're not big on heckling during the show, but afterwards, if you're standing out there whoring yourself out, that's when they'll come by and they'll be like, "Oh, you're not as tall as I thought you were going to be." They'll say shit like that. And I always just give them shit. I go, you had 90 minutes to say that when I was on stage, you pussy. That's always
remember
good
that.
when that woman's standing there too. Then they
Yeah.
go home. They probably take it out on her, hate fucker or something. And I like to feel that I had something to do with that. But that's not why we're here today.
No.
We're here to promote your guys' tour. And do you have any of the dates here that I could actually
We do.
start
We do
reading?
right
them?
there.
Okay,
Look
this
at
is what
that.
we got.
Look at that.
Tonight it's already sold out. We are going to go ahead and answer it. We're still waiting for Bartnick. Bartnick's answer it.
Answer the phone.
All right. By the way, if you hear weird noises out of Jason Lawhead, he fucked his back up. So, yeah, there you go. All right, so here we go. The All Things Comedy Tour starring Paul Verzi, Jason Lawhead, and Joe Bartnick is tonight. It's at the Largo in Los Angeles, which is already sold out. And Tuesday, April 1st, tomorrow night, if you're down in comedy-starved San Diego, a lot of comics never go down there. They're going to be at the Madhouse Comedy Club tomorrow, Tuesday, April 1st. Sunday, April 6th, they're going to be at Parlor Live in Bellevue, Washington.
Yep.
Monday, April 7th, they're at Helium Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon. Tuesday, April 8th, San Francisco, they're going to be at the Punchline. Wednesday, April 9th, they're going to be at the Punchline. And Thursday, April 10th, the Punchline. So 8th, 9th, and 10th.
10th is in Sacramento.
Oh, Sacramento, sorry.
8th and 9th in San Francisco, and 10th in Sacramento.
There you go. There you go.
And I'm excited because I've never been to Sacramento.
I've never been anywhere in California.
Oh, Jesus, what are we doing here?
I've never been anywhere in California other than Long Beach and L.A., so I'm looking forward to San Diego tomorrow.
See, this is fun for me because you're in California. I've been out to see you in New York at least a handful of times since we've been friends, but you've never been to California.
All you know is...
And all Verzi does is shit on California.
Yeah, I
No.
can't. Yeah.
I
Shit's
said
right
today.
and left.
I
Dude, he
said
got
today.
hammered when we were in this cigar bar in Calgary, and I was shitting on the Yankees or
No,
something.
you were shitting on golf, I think.
I was shitting on golf. I was
Like
shitting on
bad.
golf. And then, because I was saying that...
About playing it or following it?
Like, where I put it as far as sports competition.
Gotcha.
And I put it in with bowling, pool, shuffleboard, where it's one of those things. So he gets mad at me and he starts going like, you know what, Bill? He goes,
No, I whispered.
he goes, burritos suck. Like he comes at me with the cuisine. He goes, all it is beans and rice. And I go, yeah, Paul, that's all it is. No one ever thought to put anything else in there.
I got, but you know, you even said I got drunk. You said it hit me like a smoke bomb. That time you started slumping. Remember that time you got hammered and you were just like you were a mess. Like
Let me get my calendar out.
But do you think that's bad though? I saw you shaking your head. That's where I put golf. I'm not saying
Not anywhere near bowling or shuffleboard. No.
No, I'm not saying that because there's all different degrees of difficulty. But I'm just saying, as far as you're playing a sport where it's all between your ears, there's nobody physically trying to stop you.
Mother Nature.
It's
several
all,
times.
Oh, give me a fucking
I'm just
break.
saying, wind, water. I mean, there's a lot of forces
Wind?
in nature.
Well, no, I
There's
think
a lot of forces
but
in
I think
nature.
did he just say wind?
Playing
This
against
is a
you.
fucking sport.
But playing against
Leaves,
you of what you're
leaves, a stick is in the way of your ball.
Well,
I'm not
they
saying
talk
that
about
it's
the wind held that up. A guy hits a home run. They're like, that would have been out of here. The wind held it
No,
up.
what I know, but when baseball players talk about how difficult it is, they talk about trying to hit a curveball. They don't talk about the wind.
Hey,
No,
listen,
forget
try
Mother-
hitting a golf ball.
Sun's in your eyes.
But forget Mother Nature.
Skin cancer.
No, but there's more than that. It's not even that. It's how about the fact that you actually do have to have a proper swing posture, your hips, your legs, your
Paul,
hands.
you're not
They
listening
have to
to
stay
me.
intact too. Your
You're
body
not
has to
listening
stay
to me.
intact.
I'm not saying it's not difficult. You golfing zombies. What I'm saying is it's not fucking playing football, basketball, hockey where there's somebody trying to stop you. There's not a pitcher throwing the fucking golf ball 100 miles an hour at your chin to back you off the tee, and then you got to come up there and settle back into your fucking swing.
Right. No,
okay,
I know.
that's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
of course,
I know
yeah.
it's mentally difficult, but it's in the same family as pool, bowling, shuffleboard, horseshoes, all the way down to some of the most simplistic sports there are. Tiddlywinks. Nobody's stopping you.
No, I mean
Nobody's stopping you in jacks.
you don't need to be in shape to do shuffleboard. You don't need to be in shape to bowl.
That's such a terrible point to bring up with, because I'll tell you, I'll fucking show you. Dude, first time I watched the Masters, Kenny Perry, he looked like somebody's grandfather. Fucking came out, he blew it,
that
and then
was
some
awful
other
to watch.
fat Argentina guy won it. They were both
Yeah, so-
fat.
Oh, Cabrera.
Fat guys still, I'll concede that fat guys can play golf. I get
Dude,
that.
the sweat
Yeah,
under
but-
Phil
yeah, but-
Mickelson's
yeah.
man tits
Yeah, but dude,
is
they're
so
not-
unacceptable. He should always
That's
have
why
to
they should have to
wear.
carry their own bag.
Yeah, but they're not piles of shit. Kenny Perry's not a pile of shit.
Dude,
You know?
what is he? An
Cabrera-
Adonis?
Just during
No,
What is he closer to?
just
What is
during
he
a
closer?
sudden death playoff he is.
no. Oh,
No, but what is he closer to? Is he closer to an Adonis or a tub of shit?
Oh no, yeah, he's definitely closer to a tub of shit than, than an Adonis.
And another tub of shit beat him to fucking... Dude, even that guy who bought the General Lee car, he doesn't look like he did a fucking pull-up in his life. He had those 7th grade straight arms where you just have basically the humerus bone with a little bit of meat hanging on it so you can still pick up a pencil or a fucking
Duke?
8-iron. The guy who hit that amazing shot. And
Bubba Watson.
Oh, Bubba Watson.
Yeah, Bubba Watson.
Right.
I love
Dude,
how we're
that
calling
Coors
him-
Light drinking. Come on.
Yeah. He's like the guy he jet skis. He's totally the Kenny Powers of Major League Baseball.
So I'm not disrespecting the
Oh, you know
sport.
what I meant.
I'm not disrespecting the sport, but I'm
Like
just
it.
saying the reason why I find the sport boring as hell to play is the fact that there's nobody guarding me. And I get bored shitless by 3-4 fucking holes. I don't care. The whole thing is silly. I'm trying to put this little ball in a hole, and the hole is unguarded. There's nobody trying to swat it away. Is it goaltending? It's just fucking hole in the ground.
Yeah, but that's a stupid way to look at it. It's designed differently. It's just a different game.
Listen, there's a reason why.
Burr should have been in Caddyshack too.
There's a reason why a bunch of fucking old people, when they start putting on weight, and they need to get active, they always pick up that sport. And I'm telling you, those fat fucks who, if you threw a baseball, the odds of them chipping their tooth can somehow still get on a golf course. And I'm not saying they crush it like a pro, but they can hit the fucking thing straight enough. They're all right.
They're okay.
They're okay.
They not fun to play with.
They can shoot a 105.
I love how we're calling millionaire golfers tubs of shit.
Yeah, they're not fun to play.
Dude,
right.
John Daly used to be fucking pounding beers.
Yeah.
John Daly was an
He's back
animal.
to it.
John Daly was an animal. I heard his book. Like, he was an animal.
We used to go to the Firestone every year. Some buddies of mine down at the NEC in Akron, and we used to follow. This is back in the late '90s, mid to late '90s, when Daly was on top of the world. He was in every tournament because he was still exempt from all of his wins.
I love that guy too,
dude. He was the best. We would follow him around, and he'd bomb the ball past everybody. This is before Tiger made a name for himself on the tour, and he was a smoking. He would chain smoke. They don't show it on TV, but a lot of these guys chain smoke. It's like they hit the driver, they light the cigarette, and he literally chain smokes.
When the camera goes away from him,
they don't put the camera on him. And a lot of times when you do, they'll go back to be like, we'll go to Daly at 16. He's got a cigarette burning in the fairway. You just don't see it. He takes his hit, and then they show the ball. They saw it hit the green, and they show him give his club, and then once they show the trees and the leaderboard, he's back smoking again. Yeah. He actually smokes so much, he's got an old coffee can with a hook on the side of his bag as an ashtray.
No, does he?
Yeah, so because they don't want him littering up those nice courses. That's not cool. So you would follow him, and his caddy would put the bag down, and he'd be waiting to hit his approach in, and he'd be smoking cigarettes, and he'd throw it in the coffee can, or if he still had his cigarette when it was time to hit, he'd throw it on the grass and just let it burn, wait till pick it up. It's hilarious.
Well, listen, I know it's difficult because I've actually talked to a professional athlete, Hall of Famer, who said those guys mentally are the strongest athletes because you got all that time to stand with the ball thinking. I understand that, but there's just something about the fact that there's nobody trying to stop you but me. It's just the activity of it. I feel like I might as well just sit in a restaurant with a chopstick trying to catch a fly. It's just like, why am I doing this? This is just dumb. I'm not working up a sweat. I would rather play fucking horseshoes and then just walk back over to the grill and just grab a sandwich. I just don't understand what I'm doing. Part of it might be because I'm so pasty and I'm out there.
Yeah, you might not
dude, do you know how bad I want to go out on the course with you guys because you smoke it? Only because you're smoking cigars and drinking. But then I'm just like, I'll meet you at the club.
Yeah, but the drinking and the smoking on the course is so fun.
Oh, there's not.
It's so fun.
A Cuban on a golf course?
I know, but this is the thing. Maybe
incredible.
that's how you have to sell the sport because it's not like, you want to go play hockey and it just be like, you smoking stogies? All right, maybe I'll come down.
We should have
it's fun.
We should have an annual, we'll call it the Cuban Open. We'll just get like 4 or 8 guys, get a couple foursomes. We meet at a golf course every year, and we just play 2 rounds of golf over 2 days and just smoke Cubans and drink scotch. I
got to tell you this: if I ever became
I got to start
president,
drinking again.
If I ever became president, one of the first things I would do was, and I would risk my own assassination by doing this because I would go against all the corporate cunts, and I would break bread with Castro and those guys, and I would just be like, all right, listen, we were wrong to try and turn your island into a bunch of Starbucks and casinos. In the end of the day, it is your property. Do with it what you want. We'll bring you some cars down here. Just start sending us the cigars again. And we'll just leave it at that. But that's not what they're actually waiting for him to die, and then they're going to turn that place into it's going to look like Orange County. It's going to be fucking brutal.
Yep.
It's terrible. I'm not saying the guy's the greatest leader. I'm not saying I want to be underneath the guy. But in principle, they were right. It was their country. They had the right to do. Okay, we're going to take callers here. All of a sudden, it became like a fucking political show.
We're going to take callers.
No, but getting back to the cigar
Cuban
thing. I'm so fucking sick of having to try and find. It's kind of the excitement of smoking a Cuban is trying to find one.
Yeah.
And now you know what everybody's going to say. 90% of them are fakes. Yeah, where you go, they are.
They're already on Twitter doing it, probably.
Yeah, they do that shit. But even now, like, if you order them and they send them in, they're a little hard.
Well, I'm just getting tired of people talking about like how it could get you sick and how it could give you, give you throat cancer and shit. It's like, listen, man, I'm not smoking these like cigarettes like a pack. If I'm gonna smoke 1 or 2 cigars a week, that's it. That's it.
I seen you smoke 4 in 2 nights. Who? And I don't even live in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, that just happened. I just happened to be there.
Yeah, well, no, it was like 5. It was a couple of days.
Your back pedal at night.
It was a couple days. I went a little crazy.
That does break down to 14 a week. Anyway.
Dude, I love them. I fucking love them.
So now I got to ask you guys. Now, when you go out on this tour, being the Scotch drinking cigar smokers that you are, what is the over under on weight gained on the all in tour here?
Well, my plan coming in, and I told my wife this. My plan coming in was to not try to hang with Bartnick. Like. No, I'm not even kidding. Like, Bartnick is not like...
We're going to need Bartnick to be a day behind the tour. When we're in Portland, he's going to need to be in Seattle. When we're in Sacramento, he's going to have to be in San Francisco.
I've never seen... I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking around. I'm not just saying this. I've never seen a grown man endure what he can do and still be able to hold it...
throwback.
To throw it... Like, to hold it together. I mean, that dude, like, he was going back to the bar. He's going, yeah, man, how about another heater? And remember, I had to tell him. I go, hey, dude, listen, I'm not.
That was at my wedding, right?
Yeah, at Bill's wedding. He goes, hey, dude, you guys, law at Verz, you want another heater? And I literally, you did it. Yeah. And I go, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I can't do it. Yeah. Like, I need a break here.
The bartenders at the wedding were pulling bartenders over from other bars to watch. They were like, watch this guy. Watch what he does. The guy walking up now. Watch what he does.
And the thing about your wedding, which was awesome, was it was never hard to get either a hard liquor. It was just always right there. And the guy knew what you wanted. So Bartnick would go, yeah, you guys want more heaters? Another round of heaters? And he would just start giving them. And then Bartnick's just drinking his Crown. And I just patted him on the back and I was like, you all right? And he just had that shit-eating grin, but he was talking straight.
All the way into the bar.
Well, for people who don't know him, he's a mountain of a man. Like he could give. He's like Cam Neely's size, man. He's a big dude.
Yeah. So
we're all like 5'10" or whatever, trying to keep up with a dude who's like 6'4".
Yeah, I mean, me and you, by the end of the night, we were shot, and he was just like, "Hey guys, you want one of these for the road?" He was like helping us.
He was like Gleason when he comes back against Fast Eddie in The Hustler. When he's just sitting there putting the carnation back in his jacket.
Yep.
Let's play some pool.
Popping his step. Yeah. Well, that's how it's funny is because, like, I think over those heaters and all that drinking is how we came up with this idea for the tour.
Yeah.
Was at Bill's wedding in October.
Well, see,
we just started chirping about it.
Bill's not going to be the voice of reason on this one. He's kind of letting us go. Bill's not going to be around to go, hey, guys, listen.
That's a good sign you're in trouble when I'm the voice of reason.
Yeah, no, but you
how much do you have to talk me into something?
No, that's the thing. No, you know what Bill does? This is what he does. He acts like he's the guy, to keep it cool. Yeah. He'd be like, yeah, really, I should go. Well, no, this was so funny. When we were in Canada, he goes, listen, man, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm not drinking tonight. I swear to God, I'm backstage, and he's on stage. He's on stage, and I'm thinking I'm going back to the hotel. He's like, yeah, no, not tonight, not tonight. He's on stage asking the crowd, you guys know where we could, let's just say we did. Let's just say we were to go out. And then after I get, close out the show, he'll be like, yeah, we'll get one. We'll get one. So, like, he acts like he's not going to, but see, Bartnick is just like, I mean, every tweet, crown. Like, Bartnick's in. Like,
he's all in.
He's all in, dude.
Yeah, it was hilarious. We were in Buffalo one time. He pulled the same thing in Buffalo. It was after a Bruins playoff win. We were in Buffalo doing Buffalo in June, right? And then we were like talking it the whole time at the place, like, we got to travel. I'm not gonna really drink tonight. Da 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 da. We get back to the hotel. He's like, that Bruins game's still on. Let's just go down to that little like bar, like. Yeah. We watch it. Bruins win. We celebrate. Right there at the bartender. We'll have one beer, right? We'll have one beer at the bar. If Bruins win, we're kind of celebrating. The bartender's cool. Bill goes, hey, if we were going to go out somewhere around here, what was a good place? He's like, next door. Next thing you know, we're next door getting hammered, talking to these locals, eating bacon. Remember that bacon? They put bacon out as a bar snack. Remember that?
That's right.
Shit? So we went to this
fucking
place called
Midwest, man. I know it's Buffalo, but you're already north of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they just don't give a shit. They're like, fuck the peanuts and pretzels. Just give some bacon strips.
They bring hot bacon out in baskets for their bar snack. And I'm like, looking, I go, bacon's not cheap, man. I know food. Like, I asked the bar, I'm like, wait a minute, this is crazy. She's like, it's Friday and Saturday nights only, but It gets people drinking. They make the bacon. I asked the guy. He came out. They make the bacon. They let it cool for like 25 minutes so you don't burn yourself on it. So it's warm but not hot. And it just comes and you just eat bacon.
It was amazing. I was like, I'm not going to eat this. And then it's like literally like crack. You have a couple handfuls, and then
With
you get
beer.
then it's all salty, and then you want to start pounding.
Yeah.
They were setting us up. I got to do some ads here. Hang on 1 second. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can read these without messing them up. All right, Dollar Shave Club, everybody. Nothing feels better than that first shave with a fresh blade, right? It's smooth, it's close, and the blade is sharp, and it's as sharp as it's ever going to be. It feels fantastic. But thanks to the big shave company's ridiculous prices, you can't afford to use a fresh blade every week, can you? So you drag that dull-ass blade across your face for 2, 3 weeks, 10 weeks? Why do you do it to yourself? Maybe because the only thing more painful than shaving with an old blade is shelling out $30 for a pack of new ones. Well, if you want to enjoy a fresh blade every week, but you don't want to go out and take out another mortgage on your house, you got to join DollarShaveClub.com. For just a couple of bucks a month, DollarShaveClub.com ships the highest quality blades you can get. There's that stuff where I'm supposed to act like I'm a 4-blade guy. I like the 3-blade guy. Seriously, only $6 for the best quality blades you can get. So every week you can pop in a fresh blade and treat yourself to an amazing shave. It's incredible. Join DollarShaveClub.com. Get amazing quality blades in the mail for a couple of bucks and treat yourself to a brand new blade every single week. Hundreds of thousands of guys. Jesus, I suck this week. Hundreds of thousands of guys have upgraded. See, this isn't me. This is the copy. Hundreds of thousands of guys have upgraded their shaving with Dollar Shave Club. I'm one of them, and I'm loving it. Now it's your turn. Shave time, shave money, DollarShaveClub.com/Burr. That's DollarShaveClub.com/Burr. All right, one more here. Stamps.com, everybody, the classic. I know it's tough deciding where to focus your resources to grow your business. Well, isn't it? But one thing I can tell you, you don't need to waste valuable time going to the post office for mailing and shipping anymore. Why, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Just use Stamps.com to access all the services of the post office right from your desk 24/7. With Stamps.com, buy and print official U.S. postage using your own computer and printer. Get postage for any letter or package, any class of mail, all for just a fraction of the cost of an expense of a postage meter. With Stamps.com, you'll never have to go to the post office again, so you can spend your time where it matters most, focused on your business or other areas of your body. I use Stamps.com. Right now, use your last name, Bill Burr. What? Right now, use my last name, Burr, for this special offer. No risk trial. Plus, a $110 bonus offer includes a digital scale and up to $55 postage. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Burr, B-U-R-R. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was a rough one, you know?
I'll tell you, that was a rough one. You know?
Kenny parried that one.
I'll tell you
That was terrible. No, but then you guys were moving in the background, and then when you guys started talking
well,
to each
you know
other...
what? You know what?
No,
Well,
wait,
that's
let
golf,
me finish.
Bill. That's
Let me
golf.
finish.
That's
That's
golf.
golf.
That's what
golf.
happened.
That's golf.
That's what happened.
No. That's also basketball. That's every other fucking sport. If you're trying to take a foul shot... No, what it was I started thinking, like, this is how uninterested people are at home listening to this shit. The fact that you guys
I love,
actually started
my
talking.
favorite part is like when I've been watching every dribble of March Madness because I've been having this bad back. Like I literally have seen like more traveling calls than the refs have. But the thing is, I've been sitting there the whole time, and I love like Vern Lundquist is the best because we talk about like dialing stuff in. Like that guy, like when he's doing he's been broadcasting for 100 years, but he has to do those live spots for like 60 minutes. You know, he's like, well, 12:18 to go, and Kentucky's right back in it on this one. Coming up tonight in 60 minutes. Don't forget to catch the Pink Panthers. Do we get the Jewel Thieves or don't we? Tonight in 60 minutes. And you're like, the horn, he hates that.
I love how you just
totally hates
you compared
it, you know?
reading ads on a podcast. That's golf. That's how tough golf is. Right there. Well, there you go. There's your point made. All right. Well, let's get into how I actually met you.
Point made.
How I met you assholes out on the road. The fact that I would loan the Monday Morning Podcast presents the All Things Comedy Tour. For some reason, you can't be late to this thing because you downloaded it. But if you're playing this and your wife is walking around in the background or husband, once again, the All Things Comedy Tour is coming to San Diego Tuesday, April 1st. It's going to be in Bellevue, Washington, Sunday, April 6th at Parlor Live. Helium Comedy Club, Portland, Oregon, and then 2 nights at the Punchline in San Francisco, the 8th and 9th, and Sacramento on the 10th.
Yeah, then we're going to
trying
be
to
swinging over to the East Coast in a couple months. More dates to follow. I think they're working on that, but I'm looking forward to doing
East Coast dates are coming, I
Cleveland,
think, end of May.
Philly, Boston. But we're doing
And
your hometown.
I co-sign
Your home-
all these guys. All these guys open for me if you've come out and seen any of my shows. Basically, in the last 5-6 years, it's been one of these guys opening for me. So I'm excited for you guys. I was actually trying to think who I met first. I think I met you, Lawhead.
Yeah, we've known each other for a long time.
It's coming up on 10 years. No,
It's over 10 years. You know what's funny is I didn't want to get like sentimental about it because
we drank our first whiskey.
But no, like we did that show. We did that show on New Year's Eve. We did that show on New Year's Eve at the Wiltern, and that was literally 10 years to the day we met. We like hung out on New Year's Day. New Year's Day, 10 years. Like New Year's Eve, you did Cleveland, and then hung out. And then that's when we became friends. Is like you just came and hung out with me on New Year's Day because you had nothing to do. We were dark, but you had to stay in Cleveland for like 2 more nights to finish the week.
This was the deal. Like New Year's Eve was like a Wednesday.
Thursday. Yeah, like a Wednesday or Thursday.
So then there was New Year's Day, and nobody's coming out that day. But then there was you still had the weekend. So I had this weird weekend there where I was working New Year's. I was doing a run the whole week, doing New Year's, and I had a day off. Yeah. So I had a day off, and Nick, the club owner, the greatest guy ever at Hilarities out there in Cleveland, he goes, just watch out for the guy. Keep him company, blah, blah. Dude, we fucking drank all day. They actually lost me at one point. We somehow ended up in this brutal titty bar.
Yeah.
Brutal.
The Silver
Even
Horse.
at the level
I think
drunk
it
I
was
was
the
at.
Silver Horse. And that's... And yeah,
that's how boring Cleveland is. You need like the comic needs to be assigned somebody to just fucking make.
That's how it was.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like that guy. I was like, hey Jason, what are you doing? No, well, entertain this guy, please.
Cleveland is way better than even it was like 10 years ago.
I was just there recently. It's growing.
What's
it's growing.
his face? Yeah, like, and I wish I had money back then because I was like, I'm going to buy a friggin' building because you could see it coming. It's coming back around. Unlike Detroit, which keeps starting and stopping, Cleveland.
You could buy a hospital for like $80,000 in Cleveland.
Yeah,
like,
dude, they showed houses
I swear,
on the market there.
I'm closing on a hospital.
You could get like a 4-bedroom house there for like $36,000. It's insane.
Dude, but I got to tell you though, but like when I first played Hilarities in Cleveland, that was the only game in town on that street. You walked up that street like a cop met you at the corner.
Yeah.
I crossed the street out of my hotel. So the cop met you at the corner and walked you up the street. And now it's like closed off to traffic. They got the House of Blues across the street. They got all this stuff going on.
Restaurants and stuff.
And I remember seeing this giant apartment building like right across the way. I think Mike was living there at the time or around the corner. And I was thinking like I was literally thinking that. I go, I bet you could buy that thing for $75,000. And in 20 years, it's going to be worth like millions of dollars as this whole thing eventually, hopefully, comes back.
Yeah, well, they got the casino. They just built another casino, like not downtown, but somewhere else. But
that's not a good idea.
I don't like that idea. I don't
raff.
like that idea. I just don't like the casino idea. I think that we could have built that. That there's no reason that city can't be built on its waterfront and its character and its position geographically in the country.
Dude, casinos.
Then
it's like
casinos.
It's like nightlife for like toddlers.
The nice thing about the
close
casinos,
to Chicago,
though,
we're close to DC, we're close to New York. There's no reason we can't be successful. Because
you know
of
what's
that.
funny though? The nice thing was I said to Bo. The cop.
Oh, I love Bo.
I said he loves your parents and stuff. But I said to Bo, I go, Bo, how come where's the home? Because homeless is big out there, big. Like they come after you. And I go, how come it's light on the homeless? And he goes, they're all at the casino. I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they're just all hanging out at the
He's playing nickel slots all day long.
That was like the lottery for them. That was the lottery for them.
Then you're bringing in the
They started stretching. They started stretching when that place came.
Yeah, right.
Why would homeless people go to a casino? They don't have any fucking money. What are they doing there?
They whatever they make. Some of those people make decent money. It's amazing.
I love that theory. Some of those guys, they make like $100,000 a year.
Some of them do. No, I don't know about $100,000 a year, but some of them make
still
money.
sit in their own urine in that fucking cardboard box. I mean, talk about committed to the scam.
Freezing fucking Ohio weather.
They was fucking. What's that shit when you frostbite? With black toes, making $100,000 a year. You know, you gotta make sacrifices.
You gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Hey,
So NFL guys smash their brains around. The homeless, they lose their toes.
Do that scam in South Beach. What the
Coal
fuck are you doing
miners
in
get
Cleveland
black
for?
lung. You get a black foot.
Dude, I got to tell you, when I was in San Francisco, I was just up there trying to find some place where I could shoot my special. And dude, I have never seen so many people laying around not doing shit than that city. I don't know what.
They're everywhere.
Well, they used to have a stipend. They used to fucking give them money. This was hilarious.
Like give the homeless money?
They would give them enough money to try to get them off the street. It was one of those things where it made sense if you were giving it to people who thought sensibly, but they didn't. They gave it to the fucking homeless. So they would give you enough money so you could afford rent in some flop house for a month. So what would happen is the first 4 days of the month, you wouldn't see any homeless people. They were all inside drinking and shooting and drugs and all that shit with the money. They'd have enough money for 4 days, and then by the 5th day, they'd start coming out like zombies, and then you had the problem again. So they were buying themselves like a 4 or 5 day reprieve. Now, of course, as always with all my stories, that's just something that like four or five people did tell me that story in San Francisco. I don't know if it's true, but I was there, and they had all these beautiful parks, and dude, these people are snoozing to a level you actually start thinking, like, what am I working for? Like, look at that. Dude, I saw this guy, like, he was, like, face down in the sun like some, like, old hound dog. And I was really
like
just
cat.
thinking, like, this fucking guy, like, I know he's living outside, but he's eating.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have any conference calls. There's no, debt doesn't wake him up. This guy, dude, it was such a beautiful sunny day. It was one of those days where you actually would entertain the thought that I could, like, maybe I could just fucking live outside. This is beautiful. Dude, and I took a picture of the guy and I tweeted it. And what was funny is I didn't even realize that there was another guy in the background. It's like you can't just get one. There's so many of them when you get to the parks, just fucking lying all over the place.
I saw when I was just there doing Cobb's a couple weeks ago, and I saw a guy laying on a park bench, sleeping, covered up. Champagne bottle at his feet, right? Cop strolling. I was sitting in another park bench, just people watching. This guy's hilarious. He just bundled up. Not only am I watching this guy, he's got the champagne bottle half full at his feet. 2 cops come strolling up towards him. They're like, "Hey, guy, let's go, pick it up, let's go." And one guy picks up, and he like wakes up out of a panic, and he sees the one cop holding his half-empty bottle, and he's getting ready to go pour it out, and he's like panicking, like, "Hey, it's not my wine. And the guy doesn't care. He knows. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sure it's not." He's like pouring it out, right? The funniest thing is this guy, when he got up and he rattled up, and I noticed it after he woke up, he put it up there. He had American Airlines the patches to cover your eyes so you can see.
Oh, the sleep mask.
He had an American Airlines logo, flimsy little one that they probably give you on the flight, and they were. So then they were up on his forehead as he was like begging for like mercy from these cops. And I'm looking at him going, "Wait a minute, what are you worried about anyway? Them putting you under a roof? Like a roof? What are you worried about?"
Yeah, but dude, I would rather sleep outside and worry
that's
about
true.
getting hit over the head with a log than fucking take one of my ass at county.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you know, I heard
I just like a bed.
they actually one of those cities, when they had like the stipend, other cities were flying their fucking homeless people in there to just get rid of them because they were having, and then they started sending them back. I forget what the fuck happened. Maybe that's where that guy got the mask. I can't remember.
Well, that
where
would be
the
hilarious
stories
if that's where he got the mask and still had it.
That's what I'm guessing.
The other night in New York, I saw a lot of the homeless. They sleep on the top step of the church, but the church never lets them in. So like they're just laying there.
Why
like,
would you?
What? No,
Why
I
would
know,
you?
I know,
It's a
but it's just
business.
like. But after a while, they got to be like, listen, they're not listening. They're not opening up. Let's go somewhere else. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just laying on the thing, and it's almost like sad because it's almost like they have the belief and the faith, and they're being shut out.
Well, I think that
It's
the
almost-
church-
I'd be
the
like,
church-
fuck it, dude. I'm going to Starbucks, or I'm going somewhere else because someone's not listening here.
Right.
You know,
It's just-
I'm showing my faith.
No, but
you know what I mean?
it's good business for them to let them stay there. Like they give a fuck, but they're not going to let them in. But I don't know. That seems like a safe place. You want a safe place to sleep if you're home. I wonder if any homeless
Why don't
people
you just let them
listen to
sleep on the
podcasts.
church floor?
Because I don't want it smelling there.
You know the saddest part about how this conversation got steered into is we were talking about Cleveland. It's the saddest part of it all.
Yeah, but it's the thing.
We've just gone to the dregs of humanity. How did the comic start? Cleveland. But anyway,
No, but I find that interesting when I kept seeing
Paul,
people
you don't want a
sleep-
bunch of smelly homeless people stinking up the church for the decent people who come in on Sundays. And that might sound like Fox News, but at the end of the day, if you smell like urine, you smell like urine. You got to go outside
But
with the dogs.
what if the dude doesn't smell and he's just freezing? You know, put him in one of the pews and let him. You know,
Fucking let him sleep in your
he'll
basement.
start smelling when he thaws out.
I didn't say I'm going to let him sleep in my. But
Well, he smells good though, Paul. Yeah, you just got some Irish
I don't know
Spring.
him. He's a stranger. That's
Neither
not
does
a
the
thing.
church. He's going to go in there and steal all the chalices that they stole from the other fucking people.
I just feel like if he's saying that he's got faith in that church, they should do something. That's all. That's what church should be. That's what it's about, right?
Should be a homeless shelter?
Listen, faith costs money, baby. Put a little in the basket
Exactly,
on Sunday.
but that's my point. That's my point.
Faith costs money.
What is your point, Paul?
My point is that like they
you
have
trying
the
to get
faith.
deep on us here?
No. I'm just saying, like I know, No, what I'm saying is I see them laying on the front step of the churches, and it's kind of a sad thing to see because they're wrapped up in their blankets and they have so much faith in that belief, yet the doors are never opening. And it was just an observation that I found fucked up.
Why do you think that the fact that they're sleeping on the stairs means they believe in Jesus Christ?
I'm not saying that I'm just saying that it's just I think the people that choose
the whole thing is unraveling.
No, I think the fact that these people choose to be on the top step at the door of a church tells me that they have some sort of faith. Because I think people that don't.
What if it rains? You want to be underneath the arch?
Yeah, but there's a million. You could go under awnings of places, or you could go under buildings
right,
that
or you
have
could
a little
sleep on church stairs. Yeah, it doesn't mean you believe in Burger King.
But you know what? The church that I saw this guy on, there was no roof. He was just sleeping there, man. So I just put
it's
that
probably
together.
safe. I don't think he believes in it.
Okay,
I don't think he does.
because you know him.
No, but you don't know him either.
No, I don't. But I think it's
He could or he might not. Just because you're sleeping on church stairs doesn't mean you fucking believe in anything.
But wouldn't you think it's a good guess to think that he's got some sort of faith if that's his choice of?
I would think it would be safer to sleep there than outside of White Castle.
This is the first dude you've called it on a homeless.
Where the fuck is Bartnick?
Said
He
he
ain't
was-
making it. Yeah,
That's Bartnick right there.
Give me another shot.
he ain't gonna make it.
See-
Bartnick is gonna make it. This is the
this is how-
dedication. This is the dedication we're gonna have to this fucking tour. Is
No,
that what we're saying here?
No, but going
So,
back
Paul,
to
hey,
drinking.
wait, no, let's start some more arguments here. Hey, so you're a Cleveland Indians fan.
I
I'm
can't
a Red
wait.
Sox
Yep,
fan.
today.
He's a Yankees fan. All right,
The old American League East.
the All American League East.
That's
Now,
right.
how do you feel about both of our teams and the way we spend money each year?
I think it's disgusting. Now, I will say that Boston last year won it in a way where they didn't go out and they didn't spend any more than they kind of had been spending. I love the fact that most of the trend is all these teams that are spending money aren't really the teams that are being successful at the end of the day.
Dude,
when it comes to a
The
championship.
Dodgers spent
Number one now.
$235
Yeah.
fucking million.
Dodgers.
They outspend the Yankees.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
the
you
number
can believe
one.
it.
The Dodgers
How
are number
excited
one.
are you
I loved it.
that you can finally say that? See,
I loved it. No, not because of that. I just love the fact that like the Dodgers are trying to. The Dodgers are going all in.
Well, they have
all in.
to. They have to. All into it.
But see, no, but that's
Why?
the thing.
I
No,
mean,
but you say yeah,
because
but see,
they've been 25 years without a championship. They've corrected their financial situation after the guy in Magic's new, I forget the guy's name that ran him into the
so
ground.
spending $230 million is the way to go.
Well, they didn't set the trend. I got to believe that if they believe that they're going to do something that the Yankees or Boston have done, which they haven't done yet in this economics of baseball, yeah, you got to do it. I mean, the last time they won was in '88 when the economics were shifting a little, but it wasn't a 5 mega market league being able to spend that kind of. There's
Why
only
do you-
5
can I ask
teams
you
that
a
can spend
question?
that kind of. There's
Can I
only
ask you a
5 teams that can
question?
spend that kind of money. So why wouldn't they if they're one of the 5 teams that can spend
Jay,
that
let
kind
me
of
ask
money?
you a question. Why do you think that baseball allowed it to go the direction? What was the thinking that it was good to let fucking the Yankees do what they did, which caused the Red Sox to have to react to it, and then we became them? I mean, we're not right now, I don't think, but we in 07. I mean, there's nobody on the planet that can't tell me in 07 we didn't buy a fucking title.
Well, I think it all stems back. A lot of it stems back from obviously you can't change what happens money wise, but I think a lot of it stems back to when the owners were, found out about the collusion in the late '80s, and they had to pay. Once they played the players' union, I think $350 million settlement for collusion, and the players' union,
Which was basically what owners getting together going.
they said don't pay
this
Jack
guy."
Morris is what
Right.
it was. Jack Morris was on the free agent market, I think, in '86 or '87, and the Tigers owner told all the other owners, "Don't pay him, keep him at the market value that we have, and it'll in the long run, yeah, we got to keep Jack Morris, but in the long run, all you guys will be able to keep your Kirby Puckett's and your Roger Clemenses at a price that won't gouge us. That was fine. Blah, blah, blah. The end of the day is it strengthened the players' union to a point where the salaries have gotten to the point that the players' union really runs the market. And they run the market, so now the big market teams that have the money, they've opened. The players' unions has made it able to be able to spend for those teams to spend that money, and the rich teams can.
Well, that's
spend it.
that's the bottom line. The bottom line is, as long as there's no cap in baseball, 80% of the teams will never win a World Series.
Yeah, no, it's
as long as there's no cap, the Kansas City Royals are never going to win.
I don't know
one.
if it's that high, but I mean, it's got at least 60.
Close.
The one thing is what baseball's tried to do is obviously with the wild card and now the extra wild card.
Right.
They've tried to make it somewhat competitive, whereas a team like Cleveland or Minnesota, if by the All-Star break, if we look like we're playing really well with the guys we've groomed in, we can go out and, if the Philadelphia Phillies are falling flat on their face, we can go out and get a Jimmy Rollins if he wants to waive his trade clause and be like, you know what, I want to go play for these guys. They're pretty good. I'm at a certain point in my career. I go win a title, whatever. That's the only thing baseball's done to kind of recoup that. But
I just don't know why they just don't look at the NFL and be like, okay, the way they're doing it, Green Bay can compete with New York City. Can Milwaukee compete with Boston? No. Like Brewers compete with the Red Sox? They can't. So what the
Players Union?
Why don't we do?
And why should I
Players Union is
watch?
so strong because they can get Players Union get the guys paid.
So do you think there's another lockout coming?
We're talking lockout here on the podcast.
I like talking this stuff. I don't see it looming anytime soon. I think baseball's in probably a pretty good labor situation because now the players have had to kind of crawl with their tails between their legs a little bit in the last few years with the PEDs and everything else. So they've kind of had to come off their high horse a bit. So now there's a little bit of love, there's a little bit of balance between players and owners because the players have kind of had to go, yeah, we were doing all this shit.
That's so fucked up that those guys actually went in front of like the Senate or whatever the fuck was going on. I don't understand. I just don't get why politics had to get involved. Why am I watching Kurt Schilling talking to some representative from Minnesota?
Yeah, because it's just fucking all stupid.
Yeah, he should be talking to his accountant.
Bullshit.
Hey, speaking of all this, actually
Bullshit.
this ties in with a question here that somebody said. I said, Bill, what team? Dear Billy Bats, if you could coach one team in history without knowing the outcome of the season, which team would you pick? Keep in mind, stacked teams don't always win championships, and there are other teams that could have won, perhaps with some better coaching. What the fuck? That was like a brain twister, like a train's going this way. If I could coach one team in history without knowing the outcome of the season, which would I pick? Keep in mind, stacked teams don't always win championships. Yeah, but the teams won the championship. I know if I coached the Cowboys in '78, they beat the Broncos. I don't get your question. I'll just...
All right, drop that part of it, but what team would you coach? Because that is an interesting question. Like, if you could coach one team.
No, I think the question is saying now. Like, I think the question is basically like what you see now. If you could coach one of these teams that's out there now,
to go out and try to win a championship.
Don't look who's
now.
stacked. Don't look who's stacked, but just say, well, who would you want to?
Yeah, but he
coach?
says one team in history.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Yeah, then.
Look, this guy is either really smart and we're dumb, or this is a fucking confusion question. I don't fucking know. If I could coach one team, how about can I play on the team instead? Look, I'll go every era. In hockey, if I could play on any team, I would play for the '80s Edmonton Oilers. If I could, I guess, coach. Dude, you're a coach's son. Who would you coach?
If I could coach one team one time, I would probably coach Larry Bird's '79 Indiana State team against Magic. I'd like to coach that game. I'd like to see if I could help. I'd like to see if I could beat Magic.
Maybe
with Bird
that's
in
his
that
question.
game.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to coach the fucking '79 Dallas Cowboys and the '76 Dallas Cowboys
Against the Steelers?
in both, and I would win the fucking game.
Yeah.
That's how confident I am because they had their number in the first half. Oh, this is why we need Bartnick. Dude, if I watch somebody put up the '70s Super Bowl 10, they put that up on the internet. Dude, the Cowboys called a reverse on the first play, reverse to Hollywood Henderson. He ran down the field. Their kicker tackled him. He took a knee to the ribs, fucked up 3 of his field goals, and they were playing loose and all that, and they were up. And then they played Marty ball in the second half, and they got all fucking tight, and they basically conserved the game away. As far as the '79, I guess I wouldn't know this. I wouldn't throw it to fucking Jackie Slater or whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah,
Jackie
Smith.
Bless his heart.
He's the sickest man in America.
I would coach.
Did you see they outlawed the dunk? You know, they made that a penalty now, the dunk over the goalpost. And you were saying Hollywood Henderson. Hollywood Henderson invented the dunk of the goalpost. They just had a big
Was he the first one who did
They
it?
just
stopped it?
They had a big thing on ESPN. Yeah, it was the owners' meeting over the winter. It's a 15-yard penalty now if you dunk the ball because Joey Graham and all these guys. It's a, you know, they dated it back to history. They're like, who the first man? And it was Hollywood Henderson after a reverse. Landry used to call that reverse all the time to Hollywood Henderson. And it was in 75, they called a reverse to Hollywood Henderson in a regular season game. And he busted one loose for a touchdown. And he was the first guy, and they show it. He's the first guy to go up and dunk it over the goalpost. And
So why did they outlaw that?
Because they're tearing down some goalposts. Guys have gotten hurt, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you got $1 million
the one time
investment.
Joey Graham from the Saints was so strong he pulled one down where they had to come out and re-level the goalpost because it wasn't, you know. So he pulled it, and then the next guy that kicks in it is kicking it.
Not a lot of white guys upset about that rule.
Wes Welker not
one way or the
bitching
other.
Wes Welker not bitching about that rule. Wes Welker needs to be on Jimmy Graham's shoulders to dunk it.
Well, this is the deal. I would actually, if I could coach any team in history, what I would probably do is I would maybe the '86 Red Sox.
Yeah,
but then I
put Dave Stapleton in at first.
Yeah, but that's only because I know.
Yeah, no, but
what was going to happen. So
Right.
I couldn't know. So I would try to pick a team that hasn't won a championship, but I live in Boston and they just run the table. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell
Well,
you.
for me, it's a no-brainer. I would 100% coach the Knicks, and I would make them run. Listen to me. I would make them
Listen,
run.
we wouldn't
Listen
even-
to me. I would make them run until they puked. If they didn't play defense, they're out. They're fined. I would fucking go
How
nuts.
fast would this team quit on me?
I know exactly. You'd
would-
be the second Nick coach in history to get choked.
I would, I'd lay into those lazy cocksuckers. I swear to God, dude.
That would be fun, actually. I would like to just take a horrible team and just be terrible. You fucking guys suck!
Are you
Just get
shitting
all-
me? You don't get back.
Just get all my shit off of my chest.
Listen,
in
I would
life.
do what
Like,
Gene Hackman did in Hoosiers. Minimum of 3 passes. Okay? You fuckers are going to run all day. We're practicing the first month without a ball.
Yeah.
You are running up and down. Carmelo Anthony's...
Do you think I can do this with
Dude,
pros?
They're off. Carmelo Anthony's lazy weed face would fucking get
I'd be
into
like,
shape.
Carmelo, you want to wear that headband? Go take it off the top of the backboard.
Yeah. I would fucking turn into... Oh, that's what I would do.
But it would be Joey
Bartnick
B.
is in
Joey
I
B.
totally apologize. I had to do my puck off podcast, and I thought I said I couldn't be here until 2.
No, it's all right.
Hey,
Don't worry
I
about it.
figured between you guys, you need another 10 mics. I mean,
Yeah, no.
I don't think anyone's missing my.
Hey, we're currently answering a question right now. If you
Oh, this would be perfect for you.
if
Worked
you
in
could
it perfect.
coach any team in history, not knowing the outcome, if you could just be the head coach, who would you want to be head coach of?
Oh, the Steelers. 78 Steelers.
78. Oh, I want to do the 78 Cowboys or 76 Cowboys.
76.
You didn't have to just roll them out.
Bartnick was ready for that shit. You would have thought you'd text Bartnick the question before he walked into
or
that
the
fucking place.
83 Sixers.
Yeah, I was
that's a
thinking
good
of them
one.
too. I said
86ers.
I said
They played 4-on-5. They just played Ivoroni. I mean, they played 4-on-5. They beat you anyway.
yeah.
I put them up against against the 96 Bulls.
Yeah, we talked about that on mine.
And everybody goes, who's going to stop Jordan? I'm like, well, I think Dr. J could kind of offset a lot of the shit he was doing. And
Nobody's
then I
beating-
got Moses against fucking Luke Longley.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's beating the 96 Bulls.
That's because you're a child of the 90s.
Dude, that team.
I said I wanted to
defensively,
coach
they
the
were great, man.
79 Indiana State.
They were as
with
good
Burr to
defensively as they were
try to
offensively.
beat
That's a good
Magic.
point.
Oh, that's a good one.
But I'm
That'd be
telling
a
you,
great
I don't.
game.
But Luke Longley would have 4 fouls by the end of the first quarter, trying to stop Moses Malone.
Yeah, and, you know what, and in all fairness, I didn't see enough of that 76ers team, but how good was Pippen on defense? I mean, that defensively, they were
No, they were
offensively.
phenomenal.
They were
I mean,
good.
there's a
It
reason
would've
I
been-
picked the 96 Bulls.
Well,
They were great.
Well, Andrew Toney had bad feet, or Andrew Toney would be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Andrew Toney could stroke. They didn't have 3-pointers back then. or
6-year career.
Yeah,
The greatest
he could
nickname ever.
stroke them. he could
Boston
stroke them.
Strangler.
Yeah, that was a great.
He
nickname.
could stroke them. I mean, that was the ultimate 2-man game. If you had to double team Eminem.
Yep.
Moses Mountain near him. He went went from high school to dominating the ABA. The ABA was like a fucking prison rec league.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
And he was people were afraid of Moses Malone. Like he was 17.
Yeah, he was a beast.
I mean, he was.
That's back. Remember the man inspection? A man-child. And it was like him, Daryl Dawkins. He never lived up to
Was
it.
he the first guy? Joe, was he the first guy to come out that early?
Yeah, Moses was.
Malone.
Daryl
Yeah,
Dawkins was second.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is Moses Malone and LeBron James are the only two guys in the history of the NBA to win consecutive MVP awards with different teams, and they both never played college ball. It's pretty freaking impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if you take out the big three, the Mount, Wilt, Kareem, and Bill Russell, and the next, I mean, it's Moses Malone.
Moses the beast.
Moses was just like a 6'10" truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 17.
Who just did?
Crazy.
He just didn't miss.
What did they lose that year? They lost one playoff
I mean, that's
game.
a high school kid. That's a baby.
Opening round.
Coming into that.
Firstly, they lost one playoff game. They actually asked Moses to predict. That's his famous thing. He goes, "What do you think about the playoffs?" And he just goes, "Foe, foe, foe." Just mean we're going to sweep everybody.
Yeah.
And they basically, they
Almost
lost
did it.
one to the Lakers.
It was 3 foe. Because back then it was the first round game was a 5.
But his quote was foe.
3 foe.
Okay, but the funny thing was, I was a huge Sixer fan back in the, because I was a huge Doctor fan, huge Sixer fan, and when he got traded. Because they could never win because Caldwell Jones and Dawkins and whatever and Steve Mix, whatever agglomeration of shit that they put together to stop either like Parrish or Jabbar would never work. Yeah. So when they got him and he was sitting on the cover of Rock, he was like sitting on the steps like Rocky. It was like you knew it was over. There was never a lock in the history of sports like Moses going to the Sixers. Mm-hmm. Like you knew it was over. It was a lock.
How come they only won one though?
Because Dr. J was old. Moses wasn't old. I mean, he wasn't old, but he was. Dude, Moses played back in the day where that dude played 46 minutes a night, dragging dudes up and down. That's why I say, like,
because of Black Monday is why they never won one. Black Monday, the only time I ever cried in sports, other than like Lemieux getting cancer, I ever cried in sports. Black Monday, dude. They traded they traded Moses Malone and the rights to Brad Doherty for Roy Hinson and Ruland. Dude, they
I don't even
traded.
know who they are.
Dude,
Brad Doherty's doing NASCAR shit.
But they traded their front line would have been Barkley, Brad Doherty, and Moses. Moses said, "I will never lose to the 76ers again." Dude, the Bullets won like 8 games that year. Like 5 of them were against the Sixers.
Yeah, that was
30 and
astonishing.
25. He was like 30 and 25 against
Dude,
them.
Brad Doherty has probably the most epic fucking hairline.
It's crazy.
It almost touches his eyebrows. I mean, the fucking guy, when he gets his shape up, I mean, they got to like put a separator like at the grocery store between his eyebrows and his...
It's just something sad about seeing Brad Doherty talk NASCAR. You know, he's just sitting there talking NASCAR.
What was even sadder was seeing him sit on the bench at All-Star games.
I was going to say.
As soon as Shaq got drafted, it was like, well, they're good.
That's probably when he
Brad
made his
Doherty
decision for NASCAR. He's probably like, fuck this.
Yeah. It's like, well, Brad Doherty can now make plans for All-Star Weekend.
Yeah. How did he fucking go from...
He's like one of the main announcers for NASCAR
Black
now.
Mountain, North Carolina, and he grew up in that shit, and he loves it. He's always loved it.
Well, that's all right. Then he ended up doing something. Guys, I got to read a couple my last 3 brutal reads of this week. This is not a...
Vern Lundquist.
I'm not on my game here this week. I'm going to try to focus, all right? This is just like golfing. All right. E-Voice, everybody. Want your business. Dude, I fucked up the first word. E-Voice, everybody. Want your business to make more money? E-Voice can help. Here's how. When your customers call, you'll have your own toll-free number, professional greeting, dial-by-name directory, and more. You'll sound like a Fortune 500 company and really stand out from your competitors. E-Voice lets you give one number that rings wherever you are. You could be at your kid's soccer game. You'll never miss a chance to grow your business. E-Voice takes all your voicemail calls, transcribes them, and sends them to you instantly as a text or an email. So you can check your voicemails before the meeting ends and not look rude. E-Voice is only $13 a month. And right now, my listeners get to try E-Voice free for 60 days. That's right, a 60-day free trial. Don't put this off.
Turn down the radio, get a computer, and set up your eVoice 60-day free trial now so you can see what I mean. Go to evoice.com, promo code Bill. That's evoice.com, promo code Bill. All right, the next one. LegalZoom, everybody. If the excitement of starting your business, getting your first customer, and finally quitting your job hasn't moved you to action yet, here's another great reason to get started. It's National Start Your Business Month at LegalZoom.com, and they want to help you start your own business or corporation or LLC or file a DBA so you can get up and running quickly and easily. Find out why more than 1 million entrepreneurs use LegalZoom to start down the path of successful business ownership. This month only, take advantage of their National Start Your Business Month special and get a free 3-month trial of all new QuickBooks, making it so much easier to run your new business. That's a $119 value for absolutely free when you enter Burr in the referral box checkout. That's LegalZoom.com, promo code Burr, LegalZoom.com, promo code Burr. All right, there we go. I'll save the other one till the end. So anyways, Joe Bartnick, you excited for the All Things Comedy tour here, the All In tour?
It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic. Look at this.
His game plan is he's going to try to avoid you as far as like his drinking. He's going to try to
Oh, you're not drinking either?
No, I'm drinking. No.
You're drinking, right?
No. We were talking about.
I love the point.
Dude,
Lawhead hasn't drank in 90 days.
89
that's
days.
because he's broke.
He
Isn't that
just
why we're
pointed
going
at-
on
he
tour?
just
So now Lawhead can afford to drink?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Lawhead can buy a drink. It should be called the Lawhead can afford to buy a drink tour.
Exactly. That's exactly why we're going.
He just pointed at you like he was an
I
NFL
know.
coach and you were a defensive player who missed an assignment.
I
I'm drinking, but he said like we were talking about smoking cigars and drinking, and Bill said, "What's your game plan to not gain so much weight and go nuts?" And I go, "Listen, I got to really just watch Bartnick because Bartnick is you got that thing, dude. You're unstoppable." You're fucking unstoppable.
No, the thing is, you're like an idiot. Every year at the Rose Bowl, I try to go blow for blow.
No,
with
you
this guy.
can't.
I don't know
You
why I do.
I was telling
stupid.
him at the wedding. You were like, "You guys want another heater?" And like after the 5th time, I was like, "Joe, man, we just met." I was like, "Dude, I love you. I can't right now. Like, I need a break." And the end of the night, you had those crowns, the shots, and you're smoking a cigar, and you're just intact. You were just fucking intact. It was just.
It's the way we grow them in Pittsburgh. I was back home this weekend. And that's what I told people. I said, I know people in Hollywood, like, I think I got to go to rehab. I'm like, first of all, you drink wine.
Yeah.
And I said, second of all, my aunts drink more than you before dinner. I mean, people, it's just food. It's drink. But no, there's never peer pressure because there's more booze for me.
No, don't get me wrong.
More booze for me. I don't want to run out. Some of these towns, they stop early, so we got to keep that in mind.
No, I'm gonna definitely have some drinks with you, but I
guys have a rider. What is the rider on this tour?
I don't know.
I haven't even seen it. I don't even have a contract. Yeah,
we don't even have a ride.
We're looking for openers.
Well, listen, I think it's going to be an amazing tour for you guys. These guys are like, they're guys. They're fucking hilarious. They know sports. And, it's not going to be, trust me, it's definitely worth the money. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to have all the dates up here. They're playing San Diego, Bellevue, Washington, Portland, Oregon, San Francisco twice, and Sacramento so far. And then they got an East Coast thing lined up. I'm really psyched for you guys, man.
Got some Midwest shows. I got people I want to thank everyone that came to the shows this week in Pittsburgh. They were awesome. We're coming back as the tour.
Nice.
They're stoked for us, and the DVE guys are stoked for us to come. And
nice.
Have you guys met? You guys met? Randy
I told them all. I told them all about you. They're gonna.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're gonna.
They're gonna make fun of me. Is what they're gonna do.
No, we feel your pain.
No, you don't.
We feel your pain.
What do you feel? You don't feel our pain. You have 6 Super Bowl championships.
This is the Cleveland-Pittsburgh rivalry.
There is no rivalry.
There is no rivalry. There is no rivalry. We don't even. We can't. You can't.
I'm serious.
No, there isn't. They're right. There's not a rivalry. It's your Browns rivalry is now the Ravens. That we don't even have a rivalry with you because we haven't put up a fight in 15 years. I mean, it's not. It's true. It doesn't exist. You think that there's people that on the outside looking in that remember that old Browns Steelers? That doesn't exist. You go to Cleveland for Browns Steelers games. It's a sea of black. There's no Browns fans there. They sell their tickets to Pittsburgh fans. There is no rivalry. You can't be rival.
I remember
when
the
you
saddest,
can't compete.
the saddest moment, one of the saddest moments in Lawhead's adult life. We were watching a Steeler game at a bar in San Francisco. He was up there hanging out. I'm doing shows. You did some sets.
Oh, that's right.
Walk in the booth. We look over the booth next to us. guy grew up right next door to him.
Yeah, like 4 houses down.
4 houses down. And,
haven't seen
and
it.
he's cheering for the Steelers. And he goes, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I just gave up. I wanted to back a winner."
We see this kid in a booth next to me.
What?
He grew up 4 houses down from me. I'm like, holy Christ. He's wearing it's a Sunday football. All the different people are in there watching different teams, right? And he's like, well, and I go, he's wearing like a Cordell Stewart shirt. I went, oh my God, really? And he just said, he goes, you know what? I just gave up a long time ago. I said, are you wearing a Steel? Are you rooting for the Steelers?
I know this is the thing. I understand just saying fuck it. I'm not watching it anymore, and then go to a different conference.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wouldn't even root for anybody in the AFC.
Exactly.
I would.
I mean, if I would root for any, I've contemplated it, and my
everybody
thoughts
has their
my contemplations are I would go, and I know you hate them, but they're central to me, and I like the new young quarterback. If I had to quit, which I've thought of, I'm thinking of quitting and going to Indy.
I don't mind Indy.
Right. Well, I mean,
I don't mind Indy.
I like Luck. They're close by. They're a small little town. They've done everything right. I'm thinking I might.
Their owner does drugs.
Well, whatever. I've talked.
That's a plus in my book.
Right, exactly. I'm saying their owner does drugs.
Yeah.
He sits on the rules committee. He changes rules of passing to help.
I don't see how anybody could do it. I think it's
just
crazy.
saying.
That's like a Knicks fan becoming a fucking Brooklyn Nets fan. It's despicable, man. It can't do it.
I'm just saying, if I thought about it,
I agree with Bill. Just stop watching
it.
it. Just stop watching it and give up. But you can't just automatically take your jerseys off and go buy it. Go to the store and buy another fucking jersey.
Then what happens when your team actually fucking wins it?
Yeah, then you're an idiot. Then you deserve it.
Yeah.
You deserve your team to win it a couple years later.
Well, that's not going to actually happen.
No.
It has to happen. Eventually.
Listen. We're gonna do. I guarantee we win it this year. It opens on.
Dude, that's a guy that
April 11th.
Dude, that's a guy that rats out his friends.
It's a movie called Draft Day. It opens on. I'm sure something good's gonna come out of
That's
that.
a guy that rats out his friends. If you do that. If you do that, if you switch uniforms because they're not winning, you're a rat. You'll rat
It's
out.
definitely it's a character
You're
flaw.
Wolf of Wall Street.
No, you'll rat your friends out. You can't trust that guy. You going to trust that guy?
No.
You can't trust that fucking guy.
No, exactly.
Guy's been going to a stadium with his mother and father as a kid, and then he just fucking throws in the towel and throws on the enemy shirt. That kid will sell you down a fucking.
Yeah, the enemy shirt is that's evil.
That's a character. That is a character. That's a character flaw. Something's wrong.
No, you're right, and I think he and that person specifically. I'm not going to name names. I
needed you on puck off today. I need you on puck off. There's a lot of Bruin stuff going on. Speaking of, my man crush. Did you see what he did? What did he do? What, dude, hitting the guy and the balls from behind with a stick.
I didn't see it.
Luch,
Was that the Flyers yesterday?
No, Canadian
Capitals?
game.
Oh, the Canadian game. Dude, I was so jet lagged, so wiped out from my tour. I actually forgot. Monday night's usually dark. Not only did they have a game, they played the Canadians. I missed every second of that. I saw the Capitals game. I saw the Flyers game this week. And who else did they play? I think they.
But Luch, dude, Luch? He speared him from the back under his butt, like hit him in the taint. The guy went down like a house of cards. It was not something that Luch ain't going to put that on his highlight reel.
I got to see that.
Back with a taint?
I got to see that.
Yeah, he sticked him underneath. It was really. I'm like, Luch, what are you doing?
Well, just so the people know, we're not going to just talk sports on the tour.
No.
Almost. No, I didn't even. All my sports jokes are. I cut them out.
The nice thing is
they're old now. Tagger.
I'm fucking around.
It's going to be. The great thing about this tour is we're all alike, but our comedy's different, which is great.
I'm clean.
All right, well, we're gonna have to wrap this thing up here soon. I want to talk a little hockey though. Anybody who's not a sports fan is gonna be like, "What the fuck with this podcast?" I don't care. Let me just read the last.
Do
one
people
here.
listen to your podcast?
Bruins
and don't like sports?
are hot.
Yeah, but people still fucking bitch moan. They always bitch. You know what it really is? It's just 6 people bitch, and then I think it's like 6 million. So I mean, I only have.
But that is the math
listeners
on the internet. I had a producer of a show one time. He's like, "Well, like 6 people. That's really in the internet term. That's like 4,000."
Yeah, it's like really. And what is that based on?
He was a moron. That's why I don't work with him.
Yeah, but based on how many? If 10 people are listening, 6 people bitch is not 4,000.
I'm not good at math. There's something in the internet though. Is like one person equals.
Hey, let me read this last. Let me butcher this last one, and then we'll wrap this thing up here. Hulu Plus, everybody. You've probably tried Hulu.com. Hulu Plus is so much more. With Hulu Plus, you can watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere. Hulu Plus lets you watch thousands of hit TV shows and movies in the living room or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. With Hulu Plus, you can watch your favorite TV shows like SNL, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Shark Tank, and Scandal. Watch every episode of shows like Lost, Law & Order, SVU, Doctor Who, and Community. How old am I? I don't even know half those shows. You can also check out exclusive content, including Hulu originals like The Wrong Mans and Behind the Mask. Hulu's new docuseries that takes you inside the world of sports of mascots. Behind the Mask. I'm going to watch that. You also get access to a collection of ad-free movies and kids' content for only $7.99 a month. Catch up on current shows, binge on old favorites, or catch great movies. Stream as many TV and shows and movies as you want, wherever you want. I don't know whatever else I got to tell you here. This stuff is great. Make sure you use huluplus.com/Bill so you get the extended free trial and that they know we sent you. Once again, it's huluplus.com/Bill right now for your extended 2 free week trial. All right, there we go. Anyways, that's been the podcast for this week. I know it's difficult when we have 3-4 guys in here and all that, so I hope we didn't step on each other too much for people listening out here. But I'm really psyched for you guys. And
Thanks, Bill. First
thank
of all,
you,
I
man.
mean, everyone's just like amazed. You know, I mean, not amazed, but I mean, it's really a nice thing that you did.
Hey, you know.
To
Yeah,
put your name,
appreciate it.
to give us a kick.
You guys
know.
didn't read the fine print of the tour. I'm going to own the rights to all your acts and your podcasts.
You can have it. I've been trying to sell my act for.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
tonight we're going to be down in Largo. We're going to give a great show, and then afterwards, I brought some Cubans back from Canada. So over my house, you know, we'll get Lawhead and Shirley Temple, and the rest of us can drink a little.
So, I mean,
Johnny.
it's just like, you thought you'd hang around with some adults once in a while in your life.
It's funny. As soon as he said that, we just gave him dirty looks.
90 days. That's a good
hard time.
good
89.
time. 89 days.
You might loosen your back up a little bit, no?
I don't know, man.
I heard it's good for it.
The best,
I did
man with backstreet. Best thing if you're not going to have like the real drugs. Best thing is like 3 regular aspirin and a couple big pops.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Best thing for my
But
back.
I'll tell you what, the day I went in for it, I was so jacked up. They shot me with morphine. They put needles in my back. And I'm going to tell you something. The guy was like, well, listen, he's, da-da-da. I'm like, Doc, I can't take it. And he was like, yeah, it'll be a while to fill the prescriptions. He's like, how do you feel about needles? I'm like, I don't like them, but I haven't had a drink in like 80 days, so stick me wherever the fuck. He's like, it's morphine. I'm like, please. Have you ever had morphine shot into you?
Yes.
No. That's the greatest party in the world.
I just did
the
2 weeks ago.
greatest party I've ever had.
It's instant. Like,
Oh,
I had the
beautiful.
morphine drip. And when you have surgery, you just hit the button and you get it, and it goes away. Like it's
I
insane.
broke mine. I jammed mine.
No, you did.
I did.
hilarious.
That's the truth.
You rang in on Jeopardy with that thing.
Yeah.
You're like Alex Trebek was like, hey, Joe Bartnick. No, I need more morphine.
I did.
Jam the fucking machine.
I did. I jammed it. I hit it so many times.
That's hilarious.
It only lets you because it's only supposed to do it every 12 minutes.
Yeah.
If you get like 12 minutes, it could kill you.
When, like your lighter's out of fluid. Like he couldn't get a flame anymore. Now wait a minute. With that stuff, do you get high or do you just get numb?
Oh, you get high as hell.
Get high.
Yeah, you get
high, not numb. It's not Novocaine.
That
It's
kind of
morphine.
Jesus high where you're just like, hi. Hi, Jesus.
Yeah, it's. I never had it before. All my life, 40 years of living plus, and I've never had morphine, and that was awesome. I mean, I was like 3 hours, just like, oh man.
But I was in the car wreck a month ago, so my doctor was worried about me going to New York and walking around, so he shot me up. And I was in the hospital with like 4 guys. We were all lined up. These old guys, like war veterans, were like came back there crying, like, oh, and their families were making fun of them. I went in there. My back's been so jacked. I've had so much shit done to me. He's like, you don't feel that? You don't feel that? I'm like, no, I don't feel it. He goes, wow, that's amazing. I came back. And they were like, you didn't feel nothing? I'm like, no. The guys were like, that's amazing.
They're a machine.
Yeah, no,
indestructible.
Joe. You are, Joe. You're one of a kind. Well, the show is tonight at 8:30. I think we got about 10 tickets left that we're probably going to release around 4 o'clock if nobody else hits us up for tickets. So maybe you can grab some last second ones. But I'm psyched to be working with you. I don't think I've ever worked with all of you guys at the same time.
No.
I know New Year's we came close.
Yeah.
Bartnick, Lawhead, and Themelis.
And then us three have done.
Yeah. And us three have
Us
done
three,
stuff.
us three, but
yeah.
not us
Never
four.
all of us.
Nice.
So here we go. So that's
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh,
All right.
The Four Horsemen.
If you can't make it
Got it.
tonight, if you're listening in San Diego,
Yeah, so
come
please,
out tomorrow night, San Diego.
You guys got to give me a website where I can send these people as far as
MadhouseComedyClub.com is for San Diego. I know that ParlorLive.com is theirs. HeliumPDX, I think, .com.
For Portland, yep.
And then PunchlineSF.com, and then PunchlineSAC for Sacramento.com.
Yep.
Okay, and that's all for the West Coast leg of this tour. All right, guys, thanks for coming down on the
Man, this
podcast.
is awesome.
And
Thank you, man.
Congrats on the studio. You got a nice little studio.
Yeah,
here
all
now.
things comedy. All
Yeah.
things comedy. All right, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves, and I'll talk to you next week.